Hello, good day to everyone. Welcome to Digital Learning Platform by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. I am here to handle the subject Software Engineering. Today we are handling session 3 of Unit 5. Unit 5 is Coding and Testing. So before going to session 3, let us have a small recap on what we spoke on session 2. In session 2, we were talking about programming principles and guidelines. What were some principles and what are some guidelines of programming we saw in that session? And how to do a structured programming. Even we saw what is the structure of a program and how should manage the programming in a structured way. And even we saw information hiding. So it is a concept of object oriented concept, information hiding, which is done through our classes and all. We saw all those sessions. And even we saw some common programming practices which we usually use on our programs. And even some coding standards we saw, means what are the standards which we should follow while doing a coding. So these were all the concepts which we saw in the session 2. So today we'll talk about session 3, means in session 3 we'll talk about we'll talk about three processes. These are all incremental coding. So in that we talk about incremental coding process, a test driven development process, and a pair programming process. So these are the three processes which we are going to handle in this session. So first we'll see what is incrementally developing a code. Okay, means ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋಡ್ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗ್ incrementally ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. We'll see this and we'll move on to the different processes. Okay, initially we can say that coding starts when specification of the modules from designs are available. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಚಾಲು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ದು ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತವೆ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, and out of those modules we will specify all the specifications of each module. So when we get the specification of the modules, we can start coding. Okay, so this is the common thing which happens during a coding process. Next, programmers are assigned for modules for further coding process. Okay, once we get modules after the design, what we do, we will assign programmers to start the coding. Answer ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, once ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮರ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, we can start with the top down, means we can develop top modules first and later we can go with small modules. Okay, that follows the top down approach. And if you take a tree, we can start with bottom up. So ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಬೋತ್. ಓಕೆ, incrementally ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಡೌನ್ or only bottom up. No, during incrementally developing any code we can use both approaches. Okay, for while developing the code incrementally. ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದೇ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಸ್ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಲರ್ನ್ 3 processes. Okay, so based on that is the complete choice of the developers, because we should see the requirements, and once we are decided with the requirements we can choose the process. So we'll start with the first process for this session, an incrementally coding process. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಇದು, an incrementally coding process. In basic process we write code for module and then do unit testing on it. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, normally when you are doing a coding, what we'll do, we'll write code for a complete module. Then what we'll do, we will do testing on that particular module. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಕೋಡ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಆ ಕೋಡೆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, this is the normal process which we do, but in incremental coding process, what we do here, we write code for part of functionality, test and fix it, then incrementally proceed for next part of functionality. Nodi, listen to the sentence very properly. Ilenagutte, ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ದು ಸಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ, ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಆ ಪೂರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ is written code. After then what we'll do, we will test that small part. ನಾವೇನ್ once ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದೇ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, if there is error we'll try to fix it also. So ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ next, after this what we'll do, we will choose next part of functionality. So ಈಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ or ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೆದು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ if there are errors we try to fix it. ಲೇಟರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟಲಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ನ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ವೈಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಬಂದಿವಿ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. So this process na we have repeated till we get the complete module. Okay, hence we say that it was developed incrementally. See, we can have a small flow chart on this. Okay, very simple. Now istottu ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ directly ಒಂದು flow chart ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. It is a very simple flow chart. See, once we get the specification of module, we will write some code to implement some functionality. Very important point. Not the complete functionality, we are writing code for only some functionality. Now what we'll do, we will write test scripts for testing this functionality. Now ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ಈ functionality ಗೆ ಈ code ಗೆ ನಾವು test script ready ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ only for that particular functionality. Then what we'll do, we'll run those test script. So once ನಾವು test script run ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು error ಇದೆ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. If we get some error, we'll try to fix it. If we don't get the errors, we'll come to that rhombus structure. All specifications are covered, means ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ಮುಗಿತಾ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. If not, what we'll go again back to the write some code for to implement some function, means another functionality, next part of functionality ತಗೋತೀವಿ. Or else everything complete ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ yes we can exit with the means complete module complete ಆದಂಗೆ. Okay, so this is how we can show the incremental coding process in this flow chart. So we'll move on to next process. Okay, next process is nothing but test driven development. Okay, so we'll see what we will do in TDD. So in short form we call it as TDD. In TDD, programmer first writes the test scripts and then writes the code to pass the test cases for the test scripts. Nodi, it is a complete opposite process here. Okay, usually what we will do, we will write the code first and then we will write test scripts for further testing process. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ process is also done incrementally, please remember it. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, some part of functionality ತಗೊಂಡು we will not write the code first. What we will do, we will write the test script for that functionality. Okay, ಆ particular functionality ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we will write the test scripts. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, next we will go to write the code to pass the test cases for this test. So ಈ test script na complete ಆಗೋಂಗೆ or pass ಆಗೋಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we will write the code. Okay, so our intention is to clear all the test cases written. Okay, so that our means that is how we write the code here. Here this process is also done incrementally. Okay, as already told you, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು incrementally ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, means we will not take complete module here. We will again divide the modules into some part of functionality. Then we'll choose only that particular functionality. We will write the test script for that functionality and then we'll write the code for that functionality. In TDD, we just write enough code to pass the test script. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಗೆ or only ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, so that our intention is that we should clear the ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ವೈಲ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಇನ್ this TDD process. So here we can say that focus shifts to how code will be used as test cases are written first. Hence it is a usage driven process. Nodili again everything stands on this point only, because here we are writing the test cases first, right? So focused focus ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೋಡ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌ ದ ಕೋಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೀವಿ even we call this process, ಈ process ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಡ್ರಿವನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅದರ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಡ್ರಿವನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. Next, responsibility to ensure that all functionality is included in test case design, not coding. Okay, very simple. ಅದೇ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ಬರೋ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ if you include every functionality in the test case design, automatically what we will do, we will write code for that particular test case design. So hence we will satisfy all the functionality written in the test case design. So what is that, we should ensure that all the functionality is included in the test case design. So now test case design ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಅವರ್ test case has been done properly. And here what is the problem, we'll see it is hard and tedious to write test case for all the scenario or some special conditions. Okay, what happens is there are lot of functionalities and some different scenarios and some special conditions in a module. Usually there will be a lot of condition in all the modules. So what happens is now ಎಲ್ಲ modules ಎಲ್ಲ scenarios ಗೆ or ಎಲ್ಲ special conditions ಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ usually test case develop ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. So the job is that we should develop test cases for everything, but that becomes little bit hard. Means if you're taking all the small scenarios, then developing a test case for that each small scenario or each special condition becomes some tedious job or a very difficult task, we can say. Okay, we will move on to the process, how this TDD process will be handled in the form of a flow chart. See, once the specification of the model is given, what we'll do, we will write test script for some part of functionality as per the specification. See, first job is here we should write the test script for the given part of functionality. ಯಾವ functionality ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅದರದ್ದು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ process is we'll write the code for to pass the test script. We'll add code to pass the new test cases. So ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗೋಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋಂಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ we will write the code. Next we will run the code on test scripts. Okay, once ನೀವು ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ next job is we should run that code on the test scripts. So if in the rows we can see errors with question mark means indicates if there are any errors. If there are no errors, we will move further. If there are some errors, our job is to fix the error and again run the code on the test scripts. ಆ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆ ಕೋಡ್ ನ with that test script ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So if we don't find any errors, what we'll do, we'll come down and see does the code require improvement. So we'll see here ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಬ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ರೈಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಸೊ there will be a problem while writing some code improvements. ಕೋಡ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ if there is any possibility to improve the code. If there is any options, what we'll do, we'll try to improve the code again and again we'll run the code on the test script. Okay, if there are no improvements required, we'll see if all the specifications are covered. Means ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದಾವ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. If there are some specification left, again we'll go to the first step. We should take that remaining specification and again write test script for that particular specification. And if all the specifications are covered, what we'll do, we'll exit. So this is the common approach or while using a test driven development. Next process is pair programming. Okay, so very important and a good concept. Okay, code is written by pair of programmers rather than individuals. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಟನ್ ಬೈ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಟೂ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ code will be written by that pair. Okay, the pair together design algorithms, data structures, some strategies and etc. Okay, ಈ ಎರಡು ಪೇರ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, these two pairs what they will do, ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, they will design algorithms and if they will see if any data structure is required and they will follow, they will try to formulate some strategies. Okay, everything is done in that, in by this pair. Once one person types the code and other actively reviews what is being typed. Okay, very simple approach. Okay, if there are two programmers, one we can say while one is typing the code, the other will act, what will do, parallelly will try to review the code, or if there is any some errors, he will try to review that code while typing the code itself, because here two members are actively doing the task. Okay, and these roles are reviewed periodically. Means we can't say that one person continuously write the code and another will actually only do the review. No, sometimes the other person will do a coding and other one will, they will exchange their jobs. Hence we can say, or these roles, usually these roles will be reversed periodically, because there will be a equal contribution by both the programmers. Okay, here we cannot say that some program is only good in programming and other one is very good in actively reviewing the things. No, some, now it's not like that. Both are equally important and both job is equally equivalent. In pair programming, what happens is better decisions being taken about the data structures, algorithms, interfaces, logical, etc. Obviously, if there are two programmers doing the same task, so there will be some good decisions being taken about the data structures. Okay, we'll see what means, good algorithms will be chosen and they will try to frame the logic, and if there are, they will try to see if there are any interfaces required. So everything will be having a good decision, because there are two people doing on one task. Special conditions which frequently result in errors are also more likely to be dealt with a better manner. See what we saw in the TDD. In TDD, there was a problem with some special conditions. Means we were not able to handle all the special conditions in TDD, test driven development. But here that will be an advantage. That was the disadvantage in TDD, but that becomes an advantage in pair programming process, because obviously if two programmers are there, they will try to write all code for all the special conditions, and because due to this special conditions only there will be lot of error, and these all special conditions will be handled very much betterly, in very much better manner in this pair programming concept. However, this may result in loss of productivity. See what happens with pair programming is that we can say productivity, there is some loss of productivity. What do you mean by loss of productivity? Loss of productivity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಟೂ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಕೋಡ್ and very good data structures, very good algorithms, everything will be good, and if there are any small errors, everything will be handled properly. The problem is here what, there is only this one disadvantage I can talk about here is, that is loss of productivity, because a single task is done by two members, so obviously we have to pay more. So the cost including here will be little bit not, it will be a very good amount will be paid to the pair programmers. So here will be sudden loss of productivity. So what we'll do, these were the three processes which we saw in this session, like incrementally developing a code process, time driven TDD, test driven development, and next we saw pair programming. So on these all three processes we'll have some multiple choice questions. We'll try to solve those questions also in this session only. Okay, we'll start with question number 1. Okay, better process for coding is, and the options are build module and then fix it, incrementally developing code, both A and B, none of the above. And the answer is B. Incrementally developing code. The first process in today's session we were talking about was incrementally developing code. We cannot have the option A because building a complete module and then fixing it will be a tedious job. Okay, because the whole module is being at one time, and then only we are going to move to the testing process. So that will be a complex. So in the best option would be we will try to develop the module incrementally. Means whole module is not chosen here. We will take only some part of that module or some part of the functionality and then incrementally develop all the functionality within that module. So that becomes a better choice while while coding. So obviously there will be a C option which cannot be considered, and D is none of the above, which is not a wrong answer. The correct answer would be incrementally developing a code. We'll move to next question. Next question is basic advantage of developing code incrementally is. First option is debugging a part of functionality, debugging whole functionality, easy maintenance, none of the above. And the answer is debugging a part of a functionality. Okay, obviously this is the concept of your incremental developing code. Here we are not going to debug the whole functionality, the easy maintenance. Okay, that is not the first basic advantage. Our basic advantage is we can debug a part of functionality very easily. Okay, debugging becomes very easy when if you select only some part of functionality. Again, in the next option is B. If you take whole functionality and if you start debugging, so that will be a kind of disadvantage because whole functionality will be very much large. So that becomes a problem, not advantage. It becomes a disadvantage. Easy maintenance. Maintenance is not this part. While coding, we cannot talk about maintenance because after coding, we'll move for testing. So basic advantage we should get from testing only. So while testing means debugging, it is a part of debugging is a part of testing. So debugging a part of functionality becomes very much easy. So we can say that is the basic advantage. Hence the answer is debugging a part of functionality. We'll move to next question. We write code and then develop test cases in test driven development. And the options are A true, B false. Read the sentence or the question properly, then we can answer this question. And the answer is false. Why? Because in TDD, as the basic concept only says, we develop test cases first and then we'll write code. That is the concept of TDD. But here the sentence written was we write code and then develop test cases. We never write code and then develop test case in TDD. We first develop test cases and then only we write code in our TDD. Hence the answer is false, and that is B. We'll move to next question. TDD has been adopted in, and the options are A. Prototyping model, B. Waterfall model, C. Extreme programming or XP methodology, and D is none of the above. The answer is XP methodology. This TDD concept we use only in the we use only in the XP methodology, means extreme programming, or we can say in the agile process models. We'll try to use this test driven development because that is more successful in extreme programming methodology. Hence the answer is C. XP methodology or extreme programming methodology. It is a agile model process. Next question is writing of test cases before the code is written makes the development The options are behavior driven development, usage driven development, both A and B, D, all of the above. The answer is usage driven development. Okay, so this is your test driven development. Here we write test cases before and then we'll write the code. So that tells you that we will code only for the test case or based on the test cases, means how test case was used, based on that test case only we'll just write the code for that particular test case to be successful. Means if you apply the test case, your code should work properly on that particular test case or test scripts. So we can say that is a usage driven development, it is not a behavior development, behavior driven development. Hence the answer is B, usage driven development. Next question is, code for high priority features will be developed first and low priority items will be developed later in TDD. And the options are true, A, B, false. Read the sentence properly, then we can easily answer the question. Yes, the answer is A, true. Why? Because in TDD we will try to choose only high priority features at the starting case only. Later what will be, we'll try to choose some special conditions, we'll try to choose some lower priority items later in the TDD process. Here only first we'll try to develop high priority features, we'll try to write the test cases for high priority, then we will see the low priority items. So this is the common approach used in your TDD process. So hence the sentence is correct. We can say that A, true, is the answer. We'll move to the next question. Refactoring is not one of the stages of TDD or test driven development. And the options are A, true, B, false. The answer is false. Why? Because refactoring is a part or is one of the stages which we use in TDD development. Okay, that we will see in the later sessions. What is refactoring and all? But it is a part of a TDD, that is very important. So here we are saying the sentence is our sentence is contradicting to the actual statement. Hence we can say this statement is false, because refactoring is one of the stages in TDD. Here the sentence is it is not one of the stages. Hence the answer will be false. We'll move to the next question. Pair programming is referred to as, the options are coding in team, developing in pairs, coding in couple, none of the above. The answer is developing in pairs, that is B. Okay, so this is pair programming is not any kind of you're trying to develop code in the team. Okay, and it is not, we can say, couples, coding in one couple. The proper term would be developing in pairs. Pair is means two programmer. A couple also means two programmer, but that is not the proper terms which we use in pair programming, because your heading itself says pair. Okay, so the correct answer would be developing in pairs. The answer is B. We'll move to the next question. The pair discusses the algorithm, data structures, and strategies to be used in a pair programming. And the options are A, true, B. False. Read the sentence properly, then you can answer this question. The answer is true. That is A. Because obviously the pair discusses what algorithm should be chosen and what the data set should be used and what are the strategies to be followed while the coding. So these are the important tasks which will be done in the pair programming concept. So this statement is very much proper. So the answer would be A, true. We'll move to the next question. Pair programming has not been shown to have a proper pull effect on. And the options are the quality of the delivered features, knowledge sharing, the amount of effort or man hours it takes to develop a feature, and these none of the above. And the answer is C, the amount of effort it takes to develop a feature. Okay, this is one of the major disadvantage of pair programming. Here, obviously, option A is what it says. The quality of the quality of the delivered feature will be more. So that will be actually advantage. Okay, and knowledge sharing happens here. Okay, so the only thing which acts like a disadvantage is the amount of effort or man hours it takes to develop a feature. Why? Because why we are talking about man hours means here how that will result in a as a disadvantage, because if there are two person or there are a pair of programmers doing this task, so obviously the cost incurred here will be high, or the man hours required to develop the same task will become high. So there will be a high amount of effort, and that will cost you something. So that is the reason that acts like a disadvantage in a pair programming. Other these two knowledge sharing and this quality of delivered, these are actually advantage of a pair programming. Okay, hence the answer is C, the amount of effort or man hours it takes to develop a feature. So these are some references which are used in this particular session. Thank you, one and all.